What is your view on disciplining children? How far do the responsibilities of parents go if the children turn out to be a menace to the society?
Okay. First of all, being a parent is for me one of the greatest responsibilities. And very few people are fit and capable of being a parent. We think that if your sexual organs are functioning well, then you have all the right to be parent. Then what you are going to give birth to are going to be far worse than animals. Animals are not destructive at all. Whatever destruction they do, it is mostly for food, and that is not destruction. Whatever they eat is their food. For you, it may be some kind of violence when the lion jumps upon a goat. But for the lion, it is just its food, like you are taking your vegetable in the breakfast. So it is our interpretation. For them, nature has made them in such a way that is their only food. And once they have their belly is full, then even goats are moving around them, they don't bother. So they are not destructive at all. But human being, if they don't get the right environment, the right parent, the right milieu, then they can be a great menace, very destructive, very harmful, very chaotic, can become mad and create madness all around them. They can become psychotic, neurotic, and there may be hundreds of thousands of such diseases. But for animal, these diseases are unheard of if they live in nature. So man has a possibility to fall far below animals. And just today when I went to the park, I thought that only human beings are such idiots that they go to zoo to see animals, paying money, buying tickets. Because animal has some grace, they have some beauty. Because the animal has some grace, they have the beauty which is missing in human being. They look so beautiful. That's why we not only we go and see them once in the zoo, whenever we see them, we find there is something worth seeing in them. But if you keep human beings in zoo, animals will never be interested. They are not so mad, they are not so stupid. But even human being will not buy ticket to see them. Only if they are like film stars and actress, half naked actress showing their figure and body, then people will buy tickets. Otherwise no one is going to see an ordinary human being in the zoo, in the cage. But when we go and see animals in zoo, they are all ordinary. They are not superstars. They are not Michael Jackson in the animal kingdom. They are all ordinary there. But all these ordinary animals have the grace, the beauty. Why human beings have lost this beauty? Because we are not in tune with nature. Otherwise, if you see, if children are born naturally, they are also beautiful. What happens to them? Why that beauty is lost completely later on? Because the man goes against the nature. That makes him ugly, ungraceful. And whose responsibility is maximum in this? It is the responsibility of those who want to give birth. So before they give birth, if they want to give birth, first of all, they should give birth to themselves. If they are themselves spiritually blind, then what kind of children they are going to give birth to? If they don't know who they are, if they don't even know who they are, then they are blind. They have inner darkness. And out of that darkness, how you expect that something good is going to come? So far anyone is giving birth, that should be stopped immediately. Because now we have, the madness has collected so much that it is almost everyone is mad. We don't need special mad houses. If you go anywhere, you will find only mad people. There is no beauty, there is no grace, there is no attraction. It is all, you don't want to see anyone. Most of the people are like donkeys or monkeys. I am not condemning donkey or monkey, but they are so ugly that you don't feel like seeing them. That is the meaning of the word respect. It means to re-inspect. You want to see them again. But the human being has become so poor that you don't even want to see them once. What to say about again? Because anything that goes against the nature will become ugly. So the first thing is that if you want to be parents, then at least you should be a little silent. If you are not enlightened, at least you should be little healthy inside. At least you should have some glimpse of meditation and silence. And anyone who wants to be parent should be physically healthy, should be emotionally healthy, should be have a good thinking mind. You should be mentally healthy and should be especially spiritually healthy. Otherwise, you have no right to be parents. You have destroyed your life, and you are going to destroy the life of other. And when you say, what was your question? What was the question?
What is your view on disciplining children?
So, when you say what is your view on disciplining children, what kind of discipline are they going to give to children? They are themselves ignorant. The whole society is ignorant. So they will impose certain things which will be against nature. They may have heard things from so many places. So whatever they are going to give is all going to be hodgepodge. It is what is the fashion in the society, is the fashion, present day fashion, so they will give something according to it. But what it is going to do to the children, what will be its result, its consequence, how can they know? They will impose certain things. And that kind of imposition means that most probably it will be against their nature. And when something is imposed from outside and you are bound to do it, then you will be repressing your nature. You will be suppressing your natural desires. That will create frustration within you, that will create anger within you, that will create violence within you. And that kind of children will become schizophrenic. So if you have no inner light, I am not saying that you have to be enlightened. If you have become enlightened, most probably you will not desire any child. You will not desire child. Why you will desire? You have somehow managed to come out of this bondage, this cage of human body, and why you will like to bring other people in the same cage? But at least little bit of meditativeness, little bit of eyes are needed. So anything that is imposed from outside, then the children rebel against it. Then they become destructive, then they become violent, then they do, if you impose certain thing on children, and it is imposed from outside, then they are bound to rebel against it. They will go against it. If you have not said it, maybe they may not have gone against whatever you wanted them to be. But once you have said you have to do this, you have not to do that, then they will do that which you have stopped them from doing. And they will not do which you want them to do. This is our nature. This is against our dignity, against our nature, that if something is imposed from outside, we won't accept it. But if they had worked little bit on themselves, then there would be some discipline in the life of parents which is coming from within them. If you have some eyes, if you are little bit conscious, then there will be an inner discipline. The discipline will come from within you. Once you are not blind spiritually, once you have the eyes, then you will not go on hitting here and there. The presence of the consciousness creates the inner discipline. Then you don't need to force anything from outside. You know what is right, what is wrong, what should be done, what should not be done. So if the parent had some inner discipline, which is natural for them, which they have gained out of living their life consciously, then that discipline can be transferred easily to children. Because it is natural for them, and that will be easy for children to imbibe, to absorb. And then you don't even need to tell them, do this, don't do this. Then you don't need to impose any discipline on them. The discipline will happen. Seeing you happy with that discipline which has arisen from within you, they are sensitive, they will imbibe it. You don't need to tell them. And without knowing yourself, you cannot be loving, you cannot be sensitive. And the most important thing to be a parent is love. If you are not loving, if you have no loving love within you, your being is not loving, then what you can give to your children? You will transfer your lust, your greed, your hate, your anger, your devilishness. Then why you are expecting them to be anything better? Whatever children turn out to be is the total responsibility of parents. It is nobody else's responsibility. But you are saying if they turn out to be a menace to the society. There is no society anywhere where you have met society. Only individuals are there. So if we want a healthy world, then each and every individual has to work on himself. It cannot be transferred that you are healthy, then and you are enlightened, then your children will become enlightened. They will also have to work, but at least when parents are silent and loving, they have a good beginning. But if the parents are demon, then they will have to work 10 times more hard to become good, because that is what they are getting from them. Their vibration is such, to get rid of that will be very difficult. So that is completely your responsibility. If your parents have become ugly, if your children have become ugly, that means that you were ugly. It's nobody else's responsibility. Don't put the blame on other. You give birth to the kind of children which you are. If the apples are rotten, that means the tree must be rotten. When you have a neem tree, don't expect that its fruit will be, or its leaf will be like sweet mangoes. Is it clear?
Yes, very, very clear, Swami.
In the morning, I was listening to Osho on one enlightened mystic, Maluk Das, and the mystic was saying that dead people are getting married. The husband is dead and the wife is dead. So if dead people get married, what do you expect them to give birth to? They will give birth to dead children, rotten children. This is what Jesus also said to the fisherman who became his disciple. He was catching fish, and then Jesus came to him and he said that what you are doing, I will teach you the method, the technique how to catch human being. Why you are wasting your time in catching fishes? And the man looked into the eyes of Jesus. The silence and depth was even greater than the depth of the lake. So he was an innocent man. He didn't ask any question. He threw his net there and he followed Jesus. When they reached to the border of the village, then someone came to him running and he said, "Where are you going? Your father was sick and he is now dead. You come quickly with me." The man asked Jesus that, "Give me few days. I will come back after doing the last rites of my father." Jesus said that there are enough dead people in your village. Let the dead bury its dead. You come, you follow me. And who knows, after 3 days I will be alive or not, or you will be alive or not. And even both of us are alive, are we going to meet or not? So don't waste your time. Your father was already dead. So now there is no need for you to waste your time even for a single moment. You come with me. So if you want a healthy world, then first thing that has to be done is that we have to become healthy. That is what Krishnamurti said. You are the world. The world is not outside. It is within your head. It is within your mind. If your mind is polluted, corrupt, full of shit, full of bullshit, then you will create that kind of world. And even if the world is beautiful, you will project what is within you. If you are sick, if you are unhealthy, you will see sickness everywhere. That is what it is said, that if you have jaundice, you will see everything as yellow. So first cure yourself. Physician, heal thyself first. If you want to be parent, this is a very great responsibility. You have no right to be parent if you are yourself sick. But mostly only sick people give birth. That's why we have such a hellish world. That's why we have Zelensky and Biden and Putin, and they are the top leaders of the world. When the top leaders, when the most powerful, the greatest leaders are in such a state, what to say about ordinary idiots? They just don't have powers otherwise. So we have created a very ugly kind of world. It's a mad house. Not that there are mad houses somewhere. The whole world is a madhouse. I was listening to Osho, and that was a very good joke. That because in Islam, these are all stories invented for stupid people, for people who don't want to change themselves. That on the judgment day, it is both in Christianity and Islam. In the judgment day, those who were with Jesus or Muhammad, they will say that these people were our followers. So they will go to heaven and rest will go to hell. So it is such a irrational and idiotic idea that all those who are in graves, they will arise on that day. But these idiots don't even see that those who are burned, what will happen, how they will. But even those who are buried, they are reduced to sand. And all those millions and billions and trillions of people will arise in, and within 24 hours, justice has to be given. So Mullah Nasiruddin, he was asking to one Maulana that how long, what will be the duration of this judgment day? He said that it will be only 24-hour days. So Mullah Nasruddin started becoming very happy. He said, and in that judgment day, women will also be there. He said, everyone who has died will be there. He became even more happy. Then the Maulana asked, why you are becoming so happy? He said that if women will be there, then they will create so much noise. After such a long time, they have come out of grave, they will make so much noise, they will talk so much that no judgment is going to happen. They will be talking about fashion, their sari and everything. No one will be able to hear anything. And when there will be millions and billions and trillions of people, I will hide somewhere. It is only a question of 24 hours. And there are so many great sinners. First, their sins has to be decided. So I have no trouble. I can do all kind of unconscious things. I can go to women. I can drink as much as I want. But in 24 hours, nothing is going to be decided. So if you create such stupid stories, only idiots can believe in these kind of stories. You have asked how far the parents are responsible if the children turns into a menace to society. They are even incapable of any responsibility. If they were capable of responsibility, if they had understood their responsibility, they would not have given birth. They have given birth to children because they are in deep slumber. If they were even little bit conscious, then they could not have given birth. Because when you are totally unconscious, when you are in deep sleep, what right you have to give birth? You are yourself in darkness. you are yourself sick and you are hoping that you can give birth to a healthy child. They don't know what they are doing and why they are doing something. So cannot say that they have any responsibility, because even to be responsible you need to be little conscious. They are so asleep that whatever they are doing, it is all accident, it is all accidental. Everything is just happening automatically. It is like a car without a driver. I was listening to Osho and he said a joke which explains much. If you impose discipline from outside, what is going to happen? What will happen then? So he said that Mullah Nasruddin had died already, and then after 10 years of his death, his wife also died. And when she reached to heaven, she immediately inquired from the gatekeeper, do you know that there is any Mullah Nasruddin here? The gatekeeper said that for millions of years people are dying. There are so many mullahs and so many Nasruddins here. You have to say something particular about them. Just say something in a pinpointed way. Then I can tell you anything. So the wife said that while he was dying, he said to me that if you even stare or look at any man after my death, I will have to take a turn in my grave. Then, hearing this, the gatekeeper of the heaven said that now I have understood. So you are talking about Ghanchakar Nasiruddin? That means the spinning Nasiruddin. 24 hours a day he is just tossing and turning in his grave. So this is what will happen if you impose discipline from outside. The children will be always restless. The children will always feel that it is like a fish out of water. He is missing something. He has lost his inner tune or harmony. So anything which is artificially imposed or which comes from outside cannot bring any blessing in your life. So when the discipline is imposed by some unconscious person, then that will create havoc in the life of children. Whatever you want to do with your children, first that thing has to be in you. There is another story which is about Ramakrishna. One woman came to Ramakrishna and said that my children goes on eating so much sugar and so much sweet things, that the doctor has said that if he goes on like this, he will become very sick. So if you tell my child, stop doing it, then he will listen to you. Ramakrishna said that you come after 1 week. And the woman came after 1 week with her child, and Ramakrishna said to him that if you go on eating sweet, it will be very harmful for your health. Don't do it. It will be it will create suffering in your life. And the child immediately understood. And the mother asked that you could have told the same thing 1 week before also. Ramakrishna said that at that time I was myself eating a lot of sweet. So first I had to drop it. Only the child will listen to you only when whatever you are saying is part of your life also. Because action speaks louder than the word. If you are yourself doing something and you want your children not to do it, they will see the hypocrisy. Then that thing will not be effective. If you want your children to do something, first thing is that you start doing it. And if you want your children not to do something, then you also stop it. Otherwise, it's all worthless. Being a parent is one of the greatest responsibility, which only very few are capable of. So being a parent is very delicate thing. It's like walking on the
tightrope.
This balance has to be created all the time. When you have not something fixed that someone can give you, like it's not like a manual that you read it and you can apply. All the time you have to be very alert about it. What is the need of the children. Only if you are little alert, you will be able to see what is the need of the children. Otherwise, whatever you are doing, thinking that you are doing good for them, you are just imposing your ideas on them. And maybe because you have unfulfilled desires, so you want them to be fulfilled through them. So you have to create this kind of straitjacket environment for them where they suffocate.
If you like our videos, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
And send us one apple a day because we want to eat food from the tree of knowledge.